Hi everyone! Today we're going to take a look at the best budget motherboard in the market for this year. First, we're going to show you our top 10 best picks, and we'll talk about what you look for before buying a budget motherboard. You can find links to all of the products we've mentioned in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Asus ROG Strix B5 Gaming. There are a number of great budget motherboards out there that gamers can choose from. If you're looking for a motherboard that does not sacrifice quality, then one such motherboard is the Asus ROG Strix B5 Gaming motherboard. This board comes in at around $200 USD but has an incredible feature set and designed to make it well worth the investment. One of this motherboard's best features is its support for overclocking Intel 9th generation CPU, which means that gamers can rest easy knowing they will get the most out of their CPU. Another great thing about this motherboard is its support for VR, virtual reality, and streaming thanks to its aorus RGB lighting and integrated Supreme FX audio technology. It also comes equipped with 6 USB 2.0 headers on the motherboard itself, so you can connect any additional devices that may have been left out of the box due to lack of space. This motherboard is jam-packed with everything you need on the motherboard. Moving on to the next at number 2 with MSI X570 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard. When it comes to motherboard chipsets, the best one to go with is AMD X570 chipset, which you will find on motherboards such as the MSI X570 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard. It offers an excellent price to performance value, coming in at around $269 USD MSRP, with major retailers like Amazon now selling it for well under $200. In addition to offering support for overclocking AMD 9th generation CPU, this motherboard also has support for up to 128 GB of DDR4 RAM running at over 4500 MHz, with 3 PCIe slots for graphics cards, 2 M.2 connectors for SSDs, 6 SATA ports, and 8 USB ports on the back panel. You can see why this motherboard is a top choice among gamers. In addition to these necessities, this motherboard also offers great cooling thanks to its dual armor design with thermal guards for protection from high temperatures. In terms of aesthetics, MSI has done a fantastic job making sure that their motherboard looks sleek and elegant by adding a black PCB along with perforated steel armor which protects the motherboard from damage. The number 3 position is held by Asus Prime Z590M+. If you're looking for a motherboard that takes up less space without sacrificing too much power, then look no further than the Asus Prime Z590M+. This comes in at around $150 USD, making it one of the more affordable motherboard options. One of this motherboard's best features is its support for overclocking Intel 9th generation CPU. This motherboard also offers support for up to 128 GB of DDR4 RAM running at over 4500 MHz. It comes equipped with 4 DIMM slots, 5 SATA ports, 3 M.2 ports, 8 rear USB ports, and 7 front USB ports, so you can connect your devices without having to worry about looking for extra cables or connectors, with everything being built right in. Next at number 470, aorus Pro Wi-Fi. For those looking to build a PC with an even smaller form factor, then the Gigabyte X570 motherboard might be a great pick. This mini ATX motherboard is built on AMD X570 chipset and can be found for just over $200 USD, which is definitely on the cheaper side for such a high-quality mini ATX motherboard. In addition to being one of the slimmest motherboards out there, it also offers great performance thanks to its support for overclocking AMD 9th generation CPU and up to 64 GB of DDR4 RAM running at over 4300 MHz. Some other notable features include a triple fan thermal design, 3 PCIe slots for graphics cards, 5 SATA ports, and 8 USB ports on the panel, 4 USB 3.2. The number 5 position is held by MSI H110M Gaming motherboard. The MSI H110M Gaming motherboard is the best budget motherboard you can find in the market as of today. MSI is known to produce some of the best motherboards that are not only good but also affordable. This motherboard comes with support for the 6th generation Intel Skylake processor. It is produced on the H110 chipset, entry level from Intel. If you update it with BIOS, it can support the 7th generation Intel Kaby Lake processor. You can find several gaming features present on the motherboard. A few of them include gaming hotkeys, DDR4 boost, onboard 8-channel HD audio, gaming LAN Steel Series certification. The components come from high-quality components. The only drawback is that it does not come with the M.2 slot for PCIe and NVMe SSD. However, you can use SATA SSDs for improvement in performance. Not to mention, it also helps in increasing the loading time for your Windows 10 performance. Below are some of the pros and cons of the MSI H110M Gaming motherboard that earned it a spot in our list of best budget motherboard in 2021. The number 6 position is dominated by Asrock B250M Prefer motherboard. The Asrock B250M Prefer motherboard is another B250 chipset device that comes made by Asrock. This is an affordable, yet feature-rich motherboard coming with all the elements to support Intel 6th and 7th generation processors. The feature list can be very high on this motherboard. You can also find a Gigabyte LAN, VR-ready USB Type-C connector, 3 graphics ports, Intel Optane memory support, and onboard 7.1-channel audio. Lastly, this motherboard can support the Kaby Lake and Skylake processors. We found that users have spoken very highly of this motherboard, with hardly any flaws mentioned. Below are some of the pros and cons of the Asrock B250M Prefer motherboard that earned it a spot in our list of best budget motherboard in 2021. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Asus Micro-ATX DDR3 1600 LGA 1150 motherboard. The LGA 1150 socket is on our list because you may want to use them on your 4th generation Haswell series Intel processors. Do not get us wrong, but there are still people who are keen on using them to build PC for commercial use. The motherboard comes with some robust features as if it supports the Haswell series CPU from Intel. It has one PCIe 3.0 x16 slot, supports only DDR3 RAM with RAM of 32 GB, and 2 PCIe zone slots. Few other notable features of the budget motherboard include Gigabyte LAN, Asus 5X protection, Realtek 8-channel audio, and UEFI BIOS. You can also find the 3-phase power design, USB 3.0 boost, UART support, and fast USB 3.1 ports. Below are some of the pros and cons of the LGA 1150 socket that earned it a spot in our list of best budget motherboard in 2021. The number 8 position is held by Gigabyte GA B350M Gaming 3 motherboard. The Gigabyte GA B350M Gaming 3 motherboard is an AMD-based M4 socket gaming motherboard. You will be delighted to know that the motherboard has some high-end features for a gaming device. There are 2 PCIe 3.0 x16 slots, ultra-fast M.2 slot, and 1 PCIe zone expansion slot, which efficiently supports the PCI Express and NVMe SDS and SATA SSDs. There is an option where you can increase the RAM to 64 GB. You can overclock thanks to the features present on this motherboard. This is due to the high-paced Ryzen series processor. It also comes with other features like Gigabyte LAN and 8-channel audio, UEFI BIOS, hybrid fan headers, Gigabyte UEFI BIOS. Below are some of the pros and cons of the Gigabyte GA B350M Gaming 3 motherboard that earned it a spot in our list of best budget motherboard in 2021. Next at number 9, we have Asus Prime B350ME motherboard. The Asus Prime B350ME motherboard is a B350 chipset-based motherboard from AMD. If you are an AMD fan, then you may want to consider this option. Though it is excellent for gaming, it is also suitable for other tasks too. Like the previous budget motherboard, this too supports overclocking. Apart from that, it also comes with one PCIe 816 graphics card slot. You can also find 2 PCIe zone slots and 1 M.2 slot. These are for processing high-speed solid-state drives. It supports DDR4 3200 OC RAM for 32 GB in dual-channel mode. You can easily design and build gaming rigs using AMD Ryzen processors. There are also the usual, but necessary features like Gigabyte LAN, Asus Safe slot, Windows 10 support, and 8-channel gaming audio. It also comes with the UEFI BIOS, which is essential for performance. Below are some of the pros and cons of the Asus Prime B350ME motherboard that earned it a spot in our list of best budget motherboard in 2021. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Gigabyte GON 970DS3FX. The M3 Plus socket comes highly recommended by professional PC designers. One of the reasons is that it is suitable for designing personal PC. Not to mention, it comes durable. You will notice that the motherboard does not wear out completely. Some users have literally used it on another PC case, only to find no damage at all. It comes with your standard ports of 2 USB 3.0, 4 USB 2.0, HDMI, DVI, and VGA. You will be delighted with the BIOS as it is very intuitive and easy to navigate. It is compatible too, and regardless of the hardware of devices you want to use it with. You would also appreciate the other features that are extremely useful on this motherboard. Some of them include control on temperature, overclocking, and provides you with a stable and high-speed platform. Below are some of the pros and cons of the M3 Plus socket that earned it a spot in our list of best budget motherboard in 2021. That's all for today. We upload budget-friendly product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.